To the Minister of Internal Affairs, is she confident that Fire and Emergency New Zealand's proposal to cut up to $70 million of spending a year will not impact on the safety of New Zealanders or firefighters? If so, why?
Mr. Speaker, Fire and Emergency New Zealand is not proposing to cut $70 million of spending per year.
Supplementary. How will cutting more than 140 jobs keep New Zealanders safe when these jobs include fire prevention staff, specialist wildfire roles, and key support staff for firefighters?
Mr. Speaker, the Fire and Emergency proposal to undertake a restructure I believe is a valuable exercise because if you even look at some of the quotes that have come from the NZPFU, there have been concerns about mismanagement, and I take a direct quote here, and it says, "The failure to focus on the purpose of the organisation to preserve life and property through prevention and emergency response, and instead the focus on funds on a bloated management structure focused on corporate culture," end quote. I tend to agree. Where we can find efficiencies, we must find efficiencies for the benefit of all of the people in New Zealand who pay levies that directly fund Fire and Emergency New Zealand. But it is also the case that we have to have more respect than has been in the past for finding these efficiencies.
Supplementary. How will cutting the Fire and Emergency New Zealand budget keep firefighters safe at a time when firefighters are telling her they already don't have the equipment and support they need?
Mr. Speaker, I am absolutely assured by Fire and Emergency that the safety of personnel is their utmost priority. Our Fire and Emergency Service does not work without safe firefighters, professional and volunteer. But I'd also make the point that there are no proposed cuts to frontline firefighters. Those are essential to New Zealanders' safety around the community. But where we can find any bloating in the back office functions, it is important to respect the money that is directly paid by Kiwis through levies.
Supplementary. Is the New Zealand Professional Firefighters Union correct that these roles are critical to ensuring firefighters have access to the training and support they need to respond to emergencies properly to keep New Zealanders safe?
Mr. Speaker, I believe the NZPFU is correct when, once again, I quote, they said, "Instead, the focus on funds on a bloated management structure focused on corporate culture," end quote, has been too high. And I am surprised that firefighters would not want to have a more efficient service. I think we would all back that across this country, whether we are in the firefighting service, whether we're here in Parliament, or whether we're community members wanting to make sure that the trucks come out to keep us safe in our time of need. It's important that we have a good, efficient service. That is what Fire and Emergency are undertaking. But I would also just note the restructure is currently a proposal.
Supplementary. Does she agree with David Seymour that the government listens to and treats firefighters with respect? If so, why have the firefighters had to seek an urgent Employment Relations Authority hearing to make sure their voices are heard?
Yes, and nobody has to seek anything. They're currently going through bargaining and have been bargaining for the last year.
Supplementary. Does she take any responsibility for the cuts Fire and Emergency New Zealand has been forced to make, given she restricted funding for FENS and directed budget cuts?